Hello class and YouTube. Today is an extra credit video about how I design my thumbnails. This means we are in the visual communications section of our semester, which I get excited about. I have 4 different types of thumbnail designs. The first we'll go over are my picture cars thumbnails, the next type is for my project cars, and the last 2 we'll lump together as school-related thumbnails. Let's jump right into it. For picture cars, I have a pretty simple scheme. I actually got the idea of both this series and the thumbnail design from Trace Brady. I've talked about this before, but the basic idea that sparked the series is, if your life were a movie, what would you make your environment to be? So in the series, I ask the question, is this the right vehicle for any given character? His visual structure is fairly monochromatic in that it's one color of an image on a white background. So for my thumbnails, I wanted a color-graded background which matched the movie, and then the movie title logo, and then lastly there's the picture cars text. I played with the font for a while but landed on Century Gothic. Century has a deep history in American school books, and the sans serif of the Gothic text is more subdued, making it easier to fit with the different movie title logos. The style evolved, so for example, first 2 videos, in The Accountant it's a red background. For the Sonic the Hedgehog video, it's the exact hue of Sonic Blue applied through PowerPoint. But once I got to Wonder Woman, I wanted to play more with the colors. This is probably the most involved I got into a thumbnail for the least amount of views, but I wanted the 1984 neon color effect that went on the posters, which started the second phase of the picture cars thumbnail designs. The Wonder Woman video combines a lot of Wonder Woman's appearances, so I tried reflecting that in the logo as well, getting the TV, first movie, and second movie together in one. To get the color, I isolated different parts of the background, applied a neon color mask to them, and some of them got a glow of the same neon color. I made that glow more transparent since I didn't want the transition to be so sharp. Of the rest of the thumbnails, I have a few that I'm really proud of, but only 2 add any real content to this video. The first is Interstellar. With that, I wanted to replicate a couple of things. For the video, the new Mars rover and helicopter just successfully touched down, so I wanted the red planet in there somewhere. I also wanted to repeat the ice clouds from the poster, so I have a white background piece and an orange ground piece for Mars. Yes, I know we're not driving on Mars, but I kind of wanted some visual representation there. I grabbed a transparent background PNG file of snow-capped mountains and flipped it upside down. The actual thumbnail I think has 3 copies overlaid with each other so that there are more peaks. But just leaving it like it is creates a lot of seams. To hide it, there are dust particles and clouds you can grab from the internet, which is what I did. So I transposed those over the wheels to repeat the dust cloud effect, and that one is done. The last is the most recent Black Widow thumbnail, which is actually 2 different pictures. The posters for the Black Widow movie are either black and red or white and red, but I also talk about the motorcycle in Age of Ultron, which is more so a set piece than the CCM Spitfire Scrambler. I chose to have the more commercialized motorcycle up front, and the promo image of Natasha and Yelena in the background. I did the standard thing where I get a live wire layer and a background layer, except I wanted to make this hourglass shaped, like the Black Widow symbol. So I turned it into a shape, and you can edit the points of the shape so that it has the cut in where I need it. The poster also has some light bars around the border. The posters are red. I made them gold to get the accents of her movie's outfit better. Once again, I just grabbed I think I searched for a lens flare, and then shrunk it and sized it until I got what I wanted. I had 2 for the bottom half and 2 for the top. Then the logo, except replacing the A in the Black Widow for the Age of Ultron's Avengers A, repeating what I did for Stark's Audi. Moving on to project cars, these are a little bit more simplified. It usually just involved taking a picture that represents the work I did on the car and then highlighting or masking certain areas. These ones include text. I played with different colored text for a while, but landed on, like most people, white text, black border, but I still maintain my Century Gothic branding. I also try to maintain colors, so for the Ford Probe I make sure you can see that the car is red. For the Bronco I try to have the frame in there so you can see that it's yellow. One more thing I want to make sure I cover is how I do outlines. It's a pretty long task and sometimes it can get difficult, but I just do a curved line or shape or whatever, and now it's a shape. And I can edit the points of the shape and curve it around the objects I wanted. The last videos I make are the academic related videos. There are two types here: my interviews with people, which are headshot and outline, title, tagline, and colored background. Usually, but not always, the background picture comes from their place of employment. Then there are the regular videos. For the most part, it's always split up left and right. All of them follow the negative slope line scheme except for the left versus right video. For that one I do a lot of layers to get Miles Morales closer to the left side. You can see that it's two different images that I try to overlay, and then a layer to mask the background for the Mission Impossible logo. I actually like this thumbnail a lot. Now we're on to this video. This video's thumbnail I'm going to try to keep simple. There are two ways I've thought about doing this. I could just do a grid of a lot of my thumbnails, but the route I'm going to go is different this time. This is the first time I'm doing a SketchUp of my thumbnail. I typically just create within the computer. All the YouTube tips say that you should show your face on your thumbnails. I don't usually. We'll see if it does anything. I'm not afraid of showing my face, I don't know, it feels weird. But for this one, since it's all about graphic design, I'm going to cartoon myself. Once I have that, I cut it out on the computer by making it, again, a shape, editing the points of the shape. For this one I wanted to play around with it just a little bit more and have some ripped paper effect, so I found a PNG file of ripped paper that was transparent that I could just crop and then border around my drawing. And then that's my overlay to go over a grid of thumbnails. For those thumbnails, I'm going to erase the text just to streamline the eye, and then the text at the front layer. And what you have before you is, hopefully, what caused you to click on this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned a little bit from it. I'll see you in the classroom with your thumbnail designs, or if I don't see you in the classroom, I can end it like the rest. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next one.